It's your daily dose of Donna coming at you live from Charleston. It is a later time than normal. It's not my normal location. I am thrown off, but it's Monday, June 16th, and I am here to update you guys on today's news from where am I? I'm on the East Coast. I think I'm in the South. I don't know where I am, but welcome to the show. I hope you guys can see me. I hope you guys can hear me. It is your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Let me know in the comments if the service is good. Obviously, I'm operating on Wi-Fi at home. I'm always like hardlined in, so service is usually really good. But here, I'm doing the best I can. Welcome. I see you guys in the comments. Welcome, everyone. Hey, Robin, Sandra, Bernadette. The East Coast loves you. Oh my gosh, I love the East Coast. I guess I'm on the East Coast. Well, I'm definitely on the East Coast time because it's 6 p.m. right now, pretty much 6 p.m. Welcome, everyone. I just went on basically a 2-mile walk in humid 85, 90 degrees weather to see Pat's house like a stalker. I have so much footage, you guys. I ran into Austin from Southern Charm today at lunch. I'll tell you all about that in just a bit. We're staying right down the street from Miss Pat's house, from Southern Charm, the matriarch of Southern Charm. Saw her house, gorgeous, but it's like right in the middle of town. I mean, this city, Charleston, I truly want to live in Charleston. I mean, you know me. I went to Chicago. I wanted to live in Chicago. I went to Charleston. I wanted to live in Charleston. Like, I guess I just want to leave LA. Do you blame me? But you know what? Here's the thing about LA. If you're only looking at LA from like the news, it really truly is a hellhole. But when you're there, it's not so bad. When you're there, it's actually great, right? Like, it's one of those things that went, because now, Lance and I will be sitting here, we're watching the news, and I'm like, oh my God, LA just looks like horrible. But when you're there, it's actually great. Which reminds me, you guys, Dosers Live, August 23rd, we're just over 2 months away. So come on over to LA for Dosers Live, August 23rd. It will be so much fun. Megan says, love you, Donna. Megan from Cincinnati here. Tell my fiance we need to come to Dosers Live. Megan's fiance, get your ass to Dosers Live. And I don't know if your fiance is a man, but Lance will be there and he can party with Lance, or she can party with my husband, Lance. Lance, are you going to party with Megan's fiance? Let's go. Come on over. Zach will be there. All the fun peeps will be at Dosers Live. So go to dailydosepod.com/Dosers Live and get you a ticket because they're selling out. Now here in Charleston, we are doing all the things. Okay. Let me tell you what we've done so far. And if you guys are a Charleston local or you've been to Charleston and and this is the thing, I can't keep up with all your suggestions. So your suggestions are wild. There's so many. I don't even know how to handle it. We are here for like 3 more full days. I want to say Tuesday, almost 3 full days more. So this is what we have so much. Okay. I mean, this is what we've done so far. And this is where we have to go or what we want to do. So far, yesterday was a great day. We walked all downtown during the day, and then we spent the daytime at the beach, Isle of Palms. And then we went and had a beautiful dinner at a steakhouse called the Oak Steakhouse. And I wish I could tell you what part of town that was. It was near the Pineapple Fountain. That I know. Rainbow Row, right around the corner from Rainbow Row. And we had a beautiful dinner for Father's Day. And then we walked a lot. And then we came back to we had dessert at Carmela's Cafe and then came back here. And then today we did more of like a learning day. We went on a boat, a harbor tour. We went to Plantation. Oh my gosh. We went to Boone Plantation and got to see the site of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's wedding. Just you wait, you guys. I've got video footage. I've got so much video footage. And in fact, maybe I can share with you guys here, my dosers, a little bit of my video footage that I took. Let's see if it uploaded. Oh, yeah, it uploaded. Let's see if I can show you guys um, the video footage of exactly where Ryan and Blake got married. And let me tell you something. Oh, look, Ruth Ann said it's her first time joining me live. She's a virgin. Welcome. Welcome. Um, so I will tell you, it's wild that Blake Lively got married here. And it has nothing to do with the fact that those grounds are gorgeous. They are so absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing prettier than these plantation grounds. They're so beautiful. But she literally got married between the slave barracks, like between the slave cabins. You literally have to make a left where she walked, probably to walk down the aisle. She had to turn between slave cabin 8 and 9. It's mind blowing. Blake Lively is so, or I guess racist. I mean, what's the word? Racist, unaware, ridiculous. I mean, and she did this obviously before like social media got a hold of it. I took all this footage. I'm going to try to pull it up for you. So when we got there, I was filming it all. I was just in awe. It was so beautiful. But I met a woman that worked there. Actually, there's a woman, I feel like her name was Natalie or Victoria. No, Lance said Catherine. Now I can't remember, but she came up to me and she goes, I work here at Boone Plantation. I follow you on Instagram and I knew you were coming, so I was looking for you. And she actually helps plan the weddings there. She didn't work there for when Ryan and Blake were there, but I felt bad because I'm like talking all this smack about people that get married at Boone Plantation. But she said that, you could get married at different areas on the plantation. She chose to get married exactly right next to the slave cabins. Okay. Let me show you exactly here on my footage from the photos and the videos that I took today. I'm putting this together a little bit on a reel. So here's the video I took after I spoke to someone, a woman. She's an older woman that's been there for years and years. And she does all the, like, she helps people kind of walk around. And I asked her specifically, I was like, so where exactly did Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds get married? And she goes, oh, over next to the slave cabins. And I asked her this is me talking about it. Hold on. Let me press play. That would help. Just want to make sure the volume is up. I hope you guys can hear it. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this because I'm sharing a window. Give me 1 second. Actually, with video, I know that you can't hear. So here's what I'm going to do. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to upload it while I'm talking to you. Add file. But I will say it was, oh my gosh, Lance, come over here. Because you got to come over here and hold my mic because I need 2 hands. Here, hold. He's got to be my mic holder. I need a mic stand in this situation. Hold on. I'm going to bring all of this into the show. I will say, look, it is an absolute beautiful, beautiful grounds. Thank you. It's beautiful, and I get why she would look at it. But if she was doing it now, like in hindsight, I bet she was probably, she wouldn't have done it, I'm sure, now. Because she probably realized how stupid it made her look. But who made that decision? Do you think it was Blake or do you think it was Ryan to get married in a plantation? I have no idea. Okay. As I'm working on that, hold on 1 second. Let me figure this out. You know me. I can't do everything at the same time. Meanwhile, let's get going and let me show you some other things. Okay, then we left Boone and we went over, or before we went to Boone, we went to lunch. And while I was at lunch, we went to this amazing restaurant right on the water, right at the marina. And as we're walking out, we see Austin from Southern Charm. Those of you guys are the Southern Charm fans, you know Austin. And I was like, Austin's here. I have to say hi. So I went over to Austin and I actually talked to Austin about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I said, Austin, nice to meet you. I told him who I was. I said, I'm here. And the reason why I'm in Charleston, actually, by the way, is because Lance is working on a show in North Carolina. He's working on, can I say what show you're working on the main show? He's working on Beast Games. And I wanted to come to Charleston. I've never been. We wanted to come visit. So we decided to meet in Charleston for a week. He has a few days off. So I told him all about it. They're shooting Southern Charm right now. They're in the middle of production. So it turns out it's his actual birthday right now. We started talking. He's like, so what do you cover on your show mostly? I said, well, I cover reality TV, certain Bravo shows, but I really cover a lot of the trial stuff. I cover Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And he's like, and the Justin Baldoni, he's like, people are still interested in that, is what he said. And I said, oh my God, really? Yeah, I think people are still interested. I'm kind of over it, but I still talk about it, but I'm over Blake Lively. And he's like, oh, I'm so sick of rich people. I love how Austin's saying this. He's like, I'm so sick of rich people just dealing with like their power plays and all of that. So it's so true. I said, but you know what, Austin? Here's the thing. All it took was her just saying that one thing and calling him, a sexual predator and saying that he sexually harassed her and it ruined his life. I said, Austin, it could happen to you. And he goes, that's true. That's true. He goes, I haven't paid that much attention. I just think that they're both so annoying. And that's the truth. If you're not paying that much attention, I think, and if you're just kind of like sidestepping from it and you're just watching it from a peripheral area, I don't think you're really, really aware of what's happening. You're just like, these two celebrities are just so annoying, right? They just keep going back and forth in the news, and just suing each other back and forth, back and forth. And I think the majority of people that don't really know what's going on are just annoyed by them, right? Don't you think? I think the majority of people that aren't aware of like the ins and outs are annoyed. Anyway, it's his birthday. Had no idea. Took a picture with him. It's up on my stories. Let's get into the show, meanwhile, you guys, because there is some updates about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds while I'm trying to figure out some footage. And if I can't figure it out how to show you guys the footage, I will definitely show you guys later, or I'll post something on Instagram or on TikTok, YouTube later with all of the footage about walking through the plantation and showing you Blake Lively's wedding location. So don't you worry. But meanwhile, I will show you guys I'll tell you guys the updates. There's some updates in the Blake Lively legal camp today on Monday. It's a never-ending updates. I mean, you can't walk away from it. And then also we have no updates, unfortunately, no good updates with the Karen Reed trial, but I do have some thoughts about that, and I want to talk about that too. In the meantime, I do want to remind you guys that I have a couple really cool sponsors this week. So first of all, the first sponsor is Dupe. Okay, I need to tell you guys about this new brand new website to me. I mean, it's been around, but I just found it and I am so obsessed, and you guys are going to be more obsessed because I just told you the other day that I don't like spending a lot of money. Believe it or not, I consider myself to be a saver, not a spender. But I also like nice things. So this is a little bit of a situation we're in. I like buying things for my home. I like to have a nice home. I like nice clothes, but I don't like spending a lot of money. So when I was furnishing my house and like really getting, a new couch and new bar stools for my counter, my kitchen, a lot of you guys were like, how did you find this? Where did you buy it from? Where? Well, I have expensive taste, but I don't have that champagne budget. Like I like looking at these really nice brands, right? But I just don't know where to buy them from. And then I found the brand Dupe. Okay. Dupe.com is the most amazing things. It is literally one of the most viral shopping hacks on TikTok. Millions of people have already used it. This is how cool it is. All you have to do is type dupe.com, that's dupe.com / before any product URL, and it instantly shows you similar and more affordable alternatives. So just say you're going to like Crate and Barrel, or just say you find the most amazing, beautiful piece at I don't know, Serena and Lily, or any of those like fancy, nice furniture stores. Or by the way, you can do this also with clothing, jewelry, shoes, anything. You put dupe.com // the URL of the brand that you like. And it comes up with all of the same look for the same, type, similar, and almost exactly a dupe of it, but cheaper. And guess what the best part, you guys? It's 100% free to use. Did you know that most furniture sold online, no matter the brand, is made in the same factories? Dupe.com just exposes the markup, so you're not paying double just for the name. It's almost like illegal, but it's not. It's the best. Dupe.com really is so easy to use. Just type dupe.com / before any product URL in your browser, and boom, it instantly finds you less expensive alternatives. They even have an app and a browser extension so you can download. No account required. No sign up required. It's completely free to use. Stop wasting money on brand names and start saving with dupe.com today. You guys, I'm looking at your comments in the live feed. I love your live feed chat. By the way, I'm like learning so much from you. Why did Mario Lopez get served on Father's Day? I need to find out why. So you're telling me things in the comments. When you're on vacation, you don't get to know all the ins and outs of like pop culture. I feel like I'm missing things. So you tell me why, and I will report on it. Is it because he's a bad dad? Is it because he's a shitty human being? Allegedly. I mean, listen, Mario Lopez, he ain't a good guy. He may be like a fun, good guy, but when you're hanging out and besties with Joe Francis, I don't think you're a good guy. Mario Lopez is like one and the same with Joe Francis and Diddy. I'm just saying. I don't know if he's exactly Diddy. But speaking of Diddy apparently in his jury today, his jury, a couple of the women in his jury saw like 30 minutes of his freak off, and they were just like, the women were cringing. I would die. Witterbird, thank you so much for your super chat. Says FBI have to be watching and planning to help Karen. Well, that actually reminds me, and we'll talk about Karen in just a bit, but FBI is who hired ARCA. And ARCA says that Karen Reed did not hit John O'Keefe. So don't worry, we will get into that in just a moment. But let's first get into some updates with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. The biggest being that Blake Lively has dismissed officially her emotional distress claims with prejudice. And that is a big deal, only because we finally can officially say that she cannot refile as that she was intentionally inflicted with emotional distress on this by Justin Baldoni. So the actual legal filing says it is hereby stipulated and agreed by and between the undersigned attorneys for the parties for the above captioned actions that pursuant to plaintiff Blake Lively hereby withdraws and dismisses the 10th cause of action and the 11th cause of action, which is infliction of emotional distress and negative infliction of emotional distress, asserted in her amended complaint with prejudice, with each party to bear their own costs and fees, and without the withdrawal or dismissal of any other claim, counterclaim, or third-party claim asserted herein. It says it's further stipulated and agreed that the stipulation may be executed in counterparts, and that was dated, I guess it was dated a couple days ago, but it was definitely officially dismissed with prejudice, meaning it is donezo. But just recently, there's been 7 new claims in the last half hour, 7 new claims to hit the docket. Like these people don't sleep. I mean, they're just trying to make more money. Let's be real. These attorneys are just cashing it in. Okay. One of them, and I'm getting this all from Leanne Newton, who is an attorney on Twitter, and she does a very good job, or on X, she does a very good job of just being very clear. One of them, Blake Lively confirms to the judge that the discovery regarding content creators is still unresolved, she says. She also requests that the court compel Wayfarer to comply with Ryan Reynolds' interrogatories on this matter, despite him not currently being a party. Okay, this is a little confusing. It's a long letter, but let's try to read this together. It's really small, so I'm going to try to read it to you guys. It says, "Dear Judge Lyman," and this is from her attorneys, Pursuant to the court's order, we write on behalf of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds to advise the court as to whether the Wayfarer parties' interrogatory responses render any portion of the plaintiff's pending motion to compel. The short answer is no. It says on June 13th, certain of the Wayfarer parties, basically all of them, it ends with us, Justin Baldoni, all of them, served supplemental interrogatory responses. Those supplemental responses, however, do not resolve the motion. As a preliminary matter, defendants Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan failed to serve any supplemental responses to any of the interrogatories at issue, and as such, the motion remains wholly unresolved. The interrogatories at issue are directed at the alleged media and social media retaliation campaign against Miss Lively and her family. As such, the responses of Miss Abel and Miss Nathan, whose texts to each other are among the key evidence supporting the allegations regarding that claim, regarding which reporters and content creators they have communicated with, are plainly relevant and critical evidence in the case. So basically, they're saying they haven't received any discovery from those two about which content creators that they've spoken to, which reporters, which YouTubers, which any of those that they've spoken to. I guess with any of them specifically. I mean, they're mentioning Jen Abel and Melissa Nathan, but they haven't received from any of them. So I don't know. I mean, they're constantly, asking for more and more and more. Leanne does say in another tweet, she says, I will say that the footnote concerns me. It feels like they have used the judge's comments to bolster their arguments, and the comments are prejudicial to Wayfarer. I wonder whether Friedman was waiting for something like this as evidence for an appeal. I'm speculating as I have no idea, but I'm floating a thought process I have. I wasn't originally going to mention it, but I feel like I have to point it out because the footnote is a very long footnote about, as the court noted in the ruling on Miss Lively's motion to dismiss, the CRD complaint and article contained numerous messages and documents strongly suggesting the Wayfarer parties did spread negative stories about Lively. Specifically, Abel stated to Nathan that Baldoni wants to feel like she can be buried. Nathan responded, yes, we can't send over the work, we will, or could do, because that could get us in a lot of trouble. And Nathan provided a scenario planning to Baldoni. I mean, this is the same stuff regurgitated over and over and over and over and over. But basically, from a lawyer's perspective, they're going back and forth and trying to kind of figure it out. This is what Leanne is very good at, kind of going through and trying to pick out, what could this be? What could this be? For me, I see this as like, the teacher in Charlie Brown, half of it, right? I look at it, I'm like, wah, ba, 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 half of all this law speak, honestly. Enrique says, people thought it would be easy to prove a smear campaign. Let's say they did it. It won't be easy to prove, and I don't think her team is smarter than the agency group and Wayfarer when it comes to marketing. It's actually really, really true. And I agree. I mean, I don't think it will be very easy to prove. I still don't believe it happened, but, we don't know, and we don't have the ability to know because we weren't part of the smear campaign. I definitely was not. So there's no way to actually know what was going on between any of these PR people and, content creators or YouTubers or reporters. But my gut feels that none of it happened. I don't believe it happened. I don't believe any of it happened. Kenny says 535 people watching, 102 likes. Thank you so much. Donna is on vacay. Like the stream, peeps. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm doing a vacay show for you guys. A couple other things. Lively's motion to compel Wayfarer regarding the third-party law firm is denied. Finally, Lively gets something denied. It's shocking. Wayfarer precluded from relying on the information for the investigation for any defense, but that's fine, as Wayfarer confirmed that the investigation was irrelevant to the lawsuit. Okay, she finally gets something denied. Also, her motion to compel Wayfarer and third-party employee subpoenas is denied as well. Amazing. And I think That's pretty much the most important thing. Those are the most important updates when it comes to Blake Lively and her drama, other than the fact that, you know, we have a an update on the fact that, she's just a bad human being. So what I'll show you, even though I don't have sound on the video, I will show you the location of where she got married, and I'll just kind of give you an update on what I was saying, okay? How about that? So that you guys can see where it was, and then I will show you. So actually, let me just first walk you through kind of what it looks like. It is the most beautiful, beautiful location. This is when you're driving in. And let me know if you can hear it, but I doubt you'll be able to. So this is when you're driving into the location. It's got those gorgeous, gorgeous trees. Can you guys hear anything? There's horses on the side. It is straight out of like a movie, right? It's Spanish moss trees, exactly. Oak trees, Spanish moss trees. I mean, it feels like, I know they shot The Notebook there. They shot, what was the Patrick Swayze movie that they kept showing? North, South or something, Lance? The Patrick Swayze movie that they shot there? North, South or something? There was like all these pictures of the Patricks. I don't know. They've shot, yeah, they've shot The Notebook there. It almost felt like Forrest Gump vibes too. Okay, then this is the main plantation home. This is not where they got married, though, by the way. This is the master's home that's on the property. Again, stunning. Again, not where she got married. This is us just walking there. Now, my son, Dylan, the entire time was like, I don't want to smile in any of these pictures. I feel so sad being here, because my son, Dylan, is like a very, very empathetic child. And he's like, I don't feel happy here. I feel sad being here. I don't feel good being here. But of course, Blake gets married there. So that makes sense. Okay. Now, as you're driving here, by the way, all the slave cabins are to your left, right? Okay, hold on. Oh, this is Oliver eating an oyster, but I can show you that another time. Now, this is me talking about Blake Lively, but I can't even show you it because you won't be able to hear it. I'll post that later. Then let me just kind of walk you. So this is when you're walking past the slave dwellings, and I'm walking you towards where Blake Lively actually got married. There's a big sign that says slave dwellings and explains it. It's actually incredibly, incredibly sad if you think about it. I'm glad it's there because it's teaching us history about what horrible conditions the slaves had to live in. They lived, and I'll show you guys the size of these dwellings. Let me show you this one. Oliver and I walked into it. 12 people lived in each of these. Okay. A dozen slaves lived in each of these. Watch this. So we walked in, Oliver and I. It's just like the significance of it is it's so important, and the history of it and the sadness, and just to know what kind of, history or just tragedy like happened right there. And I just want you to see. So this is slave cabin number 7. Okay. And the next one that you're going to see is number 8 right here. All right. And the next one, that's the end of them, number 8. And as you continue to walk, you're going to walk down the path, and you're going to see that to your right there all you see, so that's the end of the slave cabin, and right to your right is her location. That's where she got married, right there. You have to literally drive, like walk right past the slave cabins to go to your wedding location. And this is where it was. The dock house is where Ryan and Blake got married. That's which is basically where they what is it called? Ginned and baled up cotton. Like I said, and this is the location. So this is kind of like the inner location where you end up having the party. I mean, obviously it looks very kind of dressed down, but they probably made it look beautiful. And then when you walk out here, I mean, it's stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got these like marshes and water and everything. But what? Like, what? So, yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. But can you imagine? My son, like I told you, he's like the whole time he was like, this is so sad. This is so sad. And then we ended up watching this amazing show. And if only you could hear her sing. The way she sang was phenomenal. And she told us all about their story. And we watched her and she just told us everything. I mean, it was really amazing. I just couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, wait, what? This is how she lit, like she went here, and apparently the whole story is that apparently she chose to go to every single plantation in the area. She bought tickets to every single plantation in the area. There's multiple plantations in the area. And she chose this one. Like she was like, I'm going to see all the plantations in the area to find the prettiest one for my wedding. That's what happened that day. Now I feel bad. I feel bad because there are a lot of businesses that rely on these weddings because they make money to preserve the history of these places so they can teach more people about slavery. It's like it's kind of tough. Like though I was speaking to someone that worked there and she said that you have, a lot of education that comes from this now and they're making money for the wedding from the weddings and from the tickets that they sell at these places so they can teach, you know, future generations so that you can walk through the slave cabins and you can see about like listen, as someone that's Jewish and went through the Holocaust, not myself, my family, you want to teach future generations never again, all of this. It's like it's an important part of American history to learn about slavery, so this is important. But I guess there's a difference about like, let me donate money towards Boone Plantation versus let me get married there and celebrate and drink wine amongst the slave cabins. But yes, I did hear today that she purchased tickets and literally did a tour of all the plantations in the area to pick her plantation. She wanted to get married at a plantation. I heard that today from someone that worked there. What? This is water, by the way. It's in like a cocktail glass. So I'm like, do they think I'm just pounding vodka? So it's just a bad vibe. Bad vibes all around over there. But it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grounds and worthy to go visit, to learn and to see and to feel it on yourself and to experience it for yourself and to walk through and to listen to the stories and stuff. It's important. It's important. Next. And to take a walk in Blake's ugly shoes. Honestly, today I took a walk in Blake's ugly shoes. And my feet hurt. I'm now, I have blisters. Okay. Next, I want to talk for a little bit. Let's talk for a little bit about we have no verdict in Karen Read's trial. No verdict. full day, no verdict. And I'm getting nervous, guys. I'm getting nervous. I have a little bit of anxiety. I thought for sure by the end of the first day they were going to come up with a not guilty verdict. I was like convinced of it. I thought, oh, surely they're just going to all get together. And everyone's saying like, don't worry, don't worry. And they said so I follow this one reporter for this one trial because she sits in the room a lot. And she said, no, this time last trial, on the first full day of deliberations, which was the second day overall, the jury requested a CERT team report, which is its only question to the court other than notes about being deadlocked. And the CERT report, I can't remember what the CERT team report was, but it basically was like asking, let me Google what CERT team meaning. A CERT team is a specialized unit within a sheriff's office composed of deputies trained in tactical operations. So basically they asked for like a specific report from the case. Like they needed more information from the case to figure out more information from like what happened in the case. This trial, they haven't asked for anything, absolutely anything. So what does that mean? They're not asking for notes. They're not saying that they're deadlocked. They're not asking for questions. They are not asking for anything. What are they doing in there? Playing chess? What are you talking about for 20 hours? I feel like I would go in there 1, 2, 3. I'd be like, guys, no guilt, not guilty. Like, what are we doing here? Let's go enjoy our summer already. I want to like go hang out with my friends. Oh, okay. But the most important thing this morning, fucking Judge Bev, she never, ever, ever like will allow anything to happen. Judge Bev, David Yannetti came in this morning and he's tried to get a motion to change the jury slip, the verdict slip, the second motion, to make it so that it's easier to understand the second, because the second motion is the tough one, right? That was the one that they were all deadlocked on last one, where they were confused on how to fill it out because it has all those lesser motions. They wanted a simplified verdict slip. And freaking Judge Bev denied the motion. She will be corrupt until the end of her dying days, this woman. I'm done. I can't wait to never see Judge Bev again. Do you think Judge Bev has a career after this? Is there a way that she manages to ruin this? I'm petrified. I do have anxiety about it. I'm not going to lie. I have anxiety, but I still think most people ultimately are good. I still try to remember that in the last trial, no one actually thought she was guilty of killing him. No one did. Do you guys remember that? No one did. No one actually, not any one of the jury actually thought she was guilty of killing him. They just thought that they were just struggling with the drinking and driving and the lesser offense, et cetera, et cetera. I remember that? But they never actually thought that she was guilty of killing him, hitting him and killing him, from what I remember. I don't think anyone was stuck on that. So I keep going back to that. Tomorrow morning, they're going to come back to the jury and they're going to sit there and they're going to wait. There's been no communication from them at all. They've been deliberating for 9 full hours, and we are going to cross our damn minds or cross our fingers that something good happens. And that's all we can, hope for. That's literally all we can hope for. Now, Dr. Turtle Boy or whatever always is very honest about it. And he says, he's very specific. He says 5 of the 12 are women who are 30 and younger. That's a big deal, you guys. 30 and younger. So like, have you guys talked to young people about this trial? I haven't, because I don't have young friends anymore. I'm too old. But are young people watching this trial, do they believe that she's innocent? I feel like on TikTok, they're with us, right? So 5 of them are 30 and under, girls. That's good. 2 of the 12 are men who are 25 and younger. Whoa, they're young. The foreman is a middle-aged Black man, he says. He took no notes during the trial. I firmly believe he is a not guilty vote, he says. Interesting. Juror 5 is a middle-aged white man who smirked the entire trial and seemed to really like the defense. If the jury was rigged, he would be the first to be made an alternate. Okay. Jury 15 is a middle-aged white woman who I noticed was hung on every word of Alan Jackson's closing. That means she's a doser. Okay? She thinks Alan Jackson is hot. She's into his muscles. She's probably watched his reels of him cooking. She's watched him make steaks. She's us. Done. She's going to love him. Perfect. Then it says juror 3 and 12, I believe, will be the biggest hurdles to overcome. Juror 12 is the oldest remaining juror, a woman in her late 50s. Well, that's not that old, turtle boy. She didn't make any faces that indicated she's bad news, but in the last jury, this was the profile of a guilty voter. Juror 3 is a man in his late 40s who was called up to speak with Auntie Bev early in the trial. He looks like a cartoon character. I have no idea what to think of him. What does that mean? Juror 3 is a man in his late 40s who was called up to speak with Auntie Bev earlier in the trial. He looks like a cartoon character? What does that mean? He's like, what does that mean? So he looks like Hank Brennan? Gaslighting one-on-one that they confuse that they can't ask questions back. FBI being secretive, but will help out Shirley. Interesting. I mean, the FBI has to be watching because they know that if she gets guilty, or they're going to get involved. This is such a corrupt trial that they're watching for sure. And they know that Jen McCabe already lied to them. So they're watching this. I mean, okay, Robin says I'm 62 and she's not guilty. Faithful says my 30-year-old son and daughter-in-law are all over her not being guilty. I mean, I'm 44 and she's not guilty. Lance is 46. Is he 46? Well, he's going to be 46. He's 45. I'm going to be married to a 46-year-old. Lance? How old are you? Not for long. Okay, we got 35 not guilty. Yeah, I don't even think it's about our ages. 45 not guilty. I think it's honestly, if you're a woman, you're looking at Alan Jackson and you're looking at Hank Brennan, you're like, I'm going with Alan, right? You're like, I'm going with Alan. I'm never going with Hank. Can you imagine? She hit him. She was drunk. He was a good man. He was a good man. He helped people. He helped people. Speaking of, have you guys watched our Patreon from last night? Lance and I recorded a video Patreon here over wine out on our balcony. And then we moved inside because Lance was getting eaten up by mosquitoes. We had a really, really fun conversation. We debated Karen Reed. He was starting to give me some devil's advocate shit about Karen Reed. Oh, Christina says your 87-year-old grandma says guilty. Excuse me? Does your grandma even know how to use YouTube? Just kidding. Enrique says, I saw people on YouTube that believe Blake Lively, but don't believe Karen Reed. I know some people really don't believe Karen Reed. They're stuck on it. Interesting. Well, it's all going to be very interesting. She just watches the news. Yeah, I mean, it was really shocking that I saw it was on CNN this morning. Like just the headline I saw, this is the first day in deliberations for Karen Reed. I saw something about Karen Reed, like someone posted something on Facebook or something, and it was a Fox News headline. And I was really surprised. I don't know if it was an opinion piece or what, but they painted Karen Reed to be horrible, disgusting murder. They were murder Karen Reed. I'm like, whoa. Court TV is also incredibly biased, by the way. If you ever watch or read or go to Court TV's Twitter or anything, they hate Karen Reed. It's really weird, really strange. They hate her. Anyway, we'll see. Then he continues and he says, last trial, there were only 2 jurors under the age of 40. This trial, there are 7. Last trial, there were 6 men. This trial, there were 5. The defense should feel very optimistic about the outcome. We'll see what happens, you guys. I'm nervous. I have to say, I'm nervous. All right. I love you guys so much. I'm going to continue my vacation here. It's 6:40. I'm going to get ready for dinner. We're going to go, I think we're going to go to the Charleston market. Is that what it's called? The markets, something like that. And we'll see what to do. I'll do a poll another day, Witterbird. It's a little hard for me with one hand because I don't have the ability. I don't have my stand here. Thank you for being here on vacation. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I hope you guys have a great time. Jen, yes, we're staying downtown, so we're walkable to everything. We're walkable to By the Way. That's Austin and Craig's restaurant. So we'll be there. We walked by Sewing Down South the other day. Lance took a picture in front of it next to Craig's picture with his big hands. That was kind of funny. That's like an inside joke, if you know what I mean. And we'll have fun. We'll have a good time. I love you guys. I'll keep you posted on Instagram stories. Follow me over there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.